Hello and welcome to the Daily Scripture Podcast. My name is Jerome Lavelle, and I hope that you are having an exceptionally wonderful day today. Today we will be looking at the Gospel of Luke chapter 11, verses 29 through 32. While still more people gathered in the crowd, Jesus said to them, "This generation is an evil generation. It seeks a sign, but no sign will be given it, except the sign of Jonah. Just as Jonah became a sign to the Ninevites, so will the Son of Man be to this generation. At the judgment, the queen of the south will rise up with the men of this generation, and she will condemn them, because she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And there is something greater than Solomon here. At the judgment, the men of Nineveh will arise with this generation and condemn it, because at the preaching of Jonah they repented, and there is something greater than Noah here." Today in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 11, verses 29 through 32, we hear Jesus reproaching the Israelite people. He is asserting that despite his presence among them and his teaching and his preaching, they remain spiritually adulterous and obstinate. He invokes two historical figures that they would have known: Jonah, who traveled and preached in the evil city of Nineveh and spent 3 days in the fish's belly, and Queen Sheba, here called the Queen of the South, who traveled a long distance to hear and witness the wisdom of Solomon. In this text, Jesus says, "No sign will be given to this generation except the sign of Noah." By that, he means that just as Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and returned, he too will go into the grave for 3 days and arise. He says that on the day of judgment, both Sheba and the men of Nineveh will cry out and proclaim Jesus' kingship, because they recognize who he is, sent by God. Whereas the current generation of Israelites does not see it in Jesus. Jesus is not being unclear or obtuse. He clearly states something greater than Jonah is here. Something greater than Solomon is here. So what we have today is Jesus expressing disappointment in his Jewish brothers and sisters. As I reflect on this passage from the Gospel of Luke, I am struck by Jesus' words in combination with those from earlier in Luke in chapter 4, where he asserts no prophet is accepted in his hometown. And I think, why is it that the people closest to Jesus couldn't see who he was, his grace, that God was with them, his purpose? Why also is it so hard for me to sometimes see the strength, the grace, and God's purpose in the lives of those close to me? Why can't I see in these people close to me? Is it because they are so familiar? Is it because I know their failings? Is it because I underestimate them? I'm jealous of them, or I don't think they deserve their blessing or purpose. Regardless, we too can be like these Israelites of Jesus' time, not seeing the specialness, the grace, the calling, and the purpose of some of those standing right in front of us, in our families, in our world, in our society. Lord, today let me see that something greater in all of those around me, and be an agent of recognizing it, supporting it, amplifying it, uncovering it, and celebrating it in others to glorify you and your kingdom on this beautiful earth. Thank you for joining the Daily Scripture Podcast. My name is Jerome Lavelle, and remember, our word of the day is seeing that something great in others. Until next time, be well and be blessed.